Prieteni, din nou în Singapore, o zi foarte caldă astăzi și mă pregătesc să fac o plimbare cu bărcuța. Nu ca Ceaușescu și Lănuța, ci aici pe râul Singapore. Va dura cam 40 de minute și aștept și eu să vizitez orașul, pentru că și de aici se poate vizita și e foarte plăcut pentru că bate un vânticel, azi fiind foarte, foarte cald. Chiar am transpirat de la hotel până aici la debarcader. O să întorc camera, nu o să vorbesc prea mult pentru că nu e de vorbit prea mult, e doar vorba de o plimbare și o să las camera să vă arate imaginile. Friends, I am here in Singapore, on the Singapore River. I'm gonna do a cruise here and to visit the city in such mode. I think will be nice because here on the boat I feel already a bit wind. Today was very hot here in Singapore and I feel this on the way from the hotel here. Amici, dicevo che sto preparando per partire in una cruise, una crociera sul fiume Singapore. È un'altra modalità di visitare la città e già mi sento bene perché qua batte un vento piacevole. Oggi, essendo un giorno molto molto caldo, non voglio parlare troppo perché voglio girare la camera e continuare a farvi vedere le immagini da questa barca. Voi întoarce camera și vă voi arăta de aici din barcă imagine care se văd așa cum le văd toți turiștii. Stația de pornire este Clarke Quay, dacă vreți să știți și veniți în Singapore, aici găsiți plecarea în croazieră. The MRT station, a metro station to start this cruise is Clarke Quay, so if you come here you know the place. E quindi dicevo amici che se volete venire qua a partire in questa crociera la fermata si chiama Clarke Quay e prendete la barca da qua. Da, am uitat să vă spun și cât costă o plimbare de genul ăsta de 40 de minute dus întors până la Clarke Quay, la pontonul Clarke Quay, costă $28 singaporezi. Asta înseamnă în lei aproximativ 90 de lei. Da, cam așa, nu mai stau să fac exact socoteala, dar în jur de 90-100 de lei în bani românești. About the price here to do such a kind of cruise, it's about 20 euros, I think, more or less. Not exactly, but about 20 euros. And in their currency, that means 28 Singaporean dollars. Quindi amici, una passeggiata sul fiume costa circa 20 euro, 40 minuti andata e ritorno al porto di Clark Quay.
Today, the building Riverside Point sits on the historical foundations of that notorious village. No longer dangerous and seedy, but a delightful waterfront dining oasis that boasts its very own microbrewery. Perhaps you'd like to return by foot to explore all these fun possibilities. Did you know that the paths along the Singapore River make up one continuous leafy promenade that connects everything we see along the riverbanks? Take a leisurely stroll and soak in the atmosphere along the 6-kilometer promenade that flanks both sides of the river. As you take in the sights and sounds, you'll be comfortably shaded by lush greenery and definitely tempted by the many shops and cafes along the way. Look across the river and up to your left. See the lush green hill and the large tower overlooking Clarke Quay and the river? That is Fort Canning Hill, where Raffles built his own bungalow, Singapore's first government house. He also planted a spice garden, Singapore's first experimental botanic garden, to cultivate commercially imported spices. The hill was later used by the British as an arms store, barracks and hospital, which probably led to its final name, Fort Canning. But way before the British arrived on our shores, Fort Canning was the place where ancient Malayan royalty once lived and were laid to rest. It was considered so sacred that it was known as Forbidden Hill. Forbidden because commoners were not allowed to visit. Of course, all that has changed, and now you're most welcome to visit Fort Canning to see the old British underground bunkers, and if you're really brave-hearted, explore the ancient great shady slopes. Now here's a building that just begs for attention. See the one adorned with colorful windows on your left? Home to the Ministry of Information, Communications and the Arts, its multi-hued facade not only reflects Singapore's
După cum vedeți, se vede de aici de pe râu hotelul Marina Bay Sands, acela pe care am fotografiat și l-am filmat și ieri seara, unde sunt mai multe parcuri foarte frumoase și un spectacol de lumini. Vă mai pot spune despre că, fiindcă astăzi m-am mai documentat puțin, hotelul acesta pe care îl vedeți acolo, Marina Bay Sands, este format din 3 corpuri de clădire, 3 zgrienori de fapt, care sunt uniți la zona de sus de o platformă foarte mare, unde se află cea mai mare piscină de acoperiș din lume, asta am citit, și unde e o suprafață cea mai mare pe un acoperiș din lume. Allora amici, dicevo che da qua si vede un po', vediamo, passiamo sotto questo ponte e dopo si arriva sempre a quell'albergo che si chiama Marina Bay Sands, dove c'è la piscina più grande del mondo che si trova sopra di una costruzione. È una superficie la più grande del mondo a quell'altezza. So friends will go towards the Marina Bay Sands, and I have read that there is the biggest swimming pool on a roof in the world.
It was completed in 1842 and is Singapore's very first quay. At its peak in the 1860s, Boat Quay handled 3/4 of Singapore's total shipping business. The sheltered riverbanks made excellent loading and unloading places. Back then, the whole river was chock-a-block with thousands of boats transporting a whole myriad of goods to be traded by the merchants who had set up shop in that row of buildings on the bank. Some of those goods included seafood, spices, and rubber. The precious cargo was shouldered across gangplanks by immigrant laborers known as coolies, whose blood, sweat, and tears formed the very backbone of our nation's rise to prosperity. Wonder why all the shophouses are concentrated on just one embankment of Boat Quay? Well, legend has it that the Chinese immigrants chose to set up home only on the south bank of the river. You'll notice how the riverbank curves just like the belly of a carp. In Chinese culture, this majestic fish is an auspicious symbol of good fortune and a great place to store wealth. These first immigrants believed that this part of the Singapore River was where prosperity and wealth could be found. That's also why many banks and businesses started up here and eventually developed this area into our current central business district. Where once boats lined the water's edge, today the banks of Boat Quay are lined with shophouses turned into restaurants and pubs. The facades of the Boat Quay shophouses have been retained, and their unique architectural styles give the district a distinct flavor. Notice how the shophouses are of varying heights? Long ago, this signaled the owner's wealth. In other words, the higher the building, the wealthier the owner. Perhaps these traditional beliefs have extended till today. Just take a look at the tall skyscrapers of Singapore's financial district towering over the Boat Quay shophouses. This is the perfect place for snapping pictures, so enjoy the 360-degree views and drink in Boat Quay's unique blend of traditional Asian values set against a modern and progressive backdrop. See how the shophouses form a charming contrast of Singapore's developing years against the skyline of a new Singapore. This truly is a uniquely Singapore sight.
Acolo în depărtare se vede și roata cea mai mare din lume, roata de distracții, carusel, da?
Selling local dishes that were cheap and delicious. A bowl of Teochew porridge cost only 10 cents. And better yet, side dishes were free of charge. Every day, the people who worked and lived at the river would eat at these push carts, sitting on little stools along the river banks. Perhaps that was how al fresco dining got its start in Singapore. Directly ahead is Cabinet Bridge, completed in 1869 and named
Drapelul statului Singapore este alb-roșu, ca la Dinamo așa. Îmi plac culorile astea. Ați înțeles, da? Dar e mic, da? Nu e decât aici, în metropolul asta.
And boats had to wait for low tide before they could pass. So look out and don't forget to duck as we cruise under the bridge. Just kidding. Coming up on the other side of Cabinet Bridge, you'll see a group of little boys jumping into the river. Don't worry about
Fullerton
jumping into
Hotel,
the river.
o construcție impresionantă, foarte frumoasă. Very beautiful building here. It's about Fullerton Hotel.
From their houses. Very often they would take off all their clothes and jump in for a cool afternoon
I think it's a
swim.
very old one, but very beautiful.
Standing tall and majestic is the exclusive Fullerton Hotel, which blends the elegance of old world charm with every
Foarte elegant acest hotel.
Built in 1928,
Spune și aici
lots of people pushing
în
went on
barcă.
behind the hotel's splendid columns before its glamorous makeover. Its facade is a masterpiece of neoclassical grandeur, which belies its much stuffier original occupants, the Chamber of Commerce offices and the General Post Office, from which mail was transported along the Singapore River to and from ships. Since the 1950s, this was also the site of many political campaign rallies, and even longer before that, it was occupied by Fort Fullerton, built to defend the town at the mouth of the Singapore River. This promontory to your right used to be home to
Aceea
the
e roata de care vă
Merlion,
spuneam că e cea mai mare skyline, sau nu știu cum se numește, are o denumire, scap acum, în limba engleză, și e cea mai mare roată din lume, roată de distracții, da, e cea mai înaltă, în orice caz, se duce la o înălțime, am citit, dar nu mai are rost să vă încarc memoria, și acela este hotelul Marina Bay Sands, unde am fost și ieri și unde sunt parcurile acelea foarte frumoase. That wheel, friends, you have seen is the biggest in the world, the highest anyway. I don't know how tall it is, but it's the highest in the world anyway. And this one, remember, this is Marina Bay Sands Hotel, the iconic picture of this beautiful city. And upstairs, as I told you, on the rooftop, there is the biggest swimming pool in the world. And I hope to go there to take footage, maybe this evening, I don't know, but I will do it.
To understand our unique national emblem with the lion head and fish body resting on a crest of waves, here's a quick history lesson.
Deci roata de distracții cea mai înaltă din lume, da? Aceasta
Which
este.
means sea town in Javanese. But according to a legend recorded in the Malay annals, Prince Sang Nila Utama renamed it Singapore.
Bineînțeles, cetățenii asiatici sunt niște fani. Aceasta este reprezintă legenda orașului, un cap de leu și îmbrăcat în pește, pentru că Singa înseamnă leu, Singapore, Singa e o combinație între aceste două cuvinte, am citit undeva, foarte, foarte frumoasă. Această statuie care scuipă apă din gură, deci este un punct important al orașului aici și mă bucur că îl văd aici de pe râu, în mișcare. Vedeți că e multă lume adunată acolo. Are denumire în scap acum, dar aici e Merlion Park. Da, Merlion Park. Mer înseamnă leu. Nu, lion înseamnă cap de leu, ceva de genul ăsta se traduce, Merlion Park. Da, mi-a spus chestia asta, mi-a fost povestită de către Sheila, Priscilla, de fapt e prescurtarea Sheila, domnișoara italiancă din hotelul în care locuiesc. A fost foarte drăguță și mi-a dat foarte multe informații. Spectaculoase acești zgârie nori. Iar acolo este muzeul de artă, am făcut ieri niște poze. Lì, amici, il museo delle arti, ieri ho scattato delle foto. Yesterday I took some pictures there in front of Art Museum. Sunt foarte multe locuri de vizitat și nici nu știu dacă am timp. Aș vrea să mă duc și la grădina botanică și la parcurile acestea din zonă. E și un cartier foarte vechi, probabil că o să reușesc astăzi acolo, mi-a fost recomandat și sper să ajung. Mi è stato raccomandato un quartiere molto antico qui in Singapore. Sheila mi ha detto come devo fare, forse stasera ce la faccio. I hope this evening to go for visiting the ancient district of Singapore, a very historical one, built in the years 1824, if I remember well.
And beside it is Customs House, a charming conservation building from the late 1960s, which began as the Customs Harbour Branch building, one of Singapore's earliest modern-style public buildings. As Singapore's shipping and trade boomed, it became the home of the Singapore Customs Police, tasked with watching over one of the world's busiest harbours. Further up, you'll see the magnificent Marina Bay Financial Centre, which sits on prime waterfront real estate at the heart of Singapore's new downtown and is an expansion of the Central Business District. Arguably the crown jewel of Marina Bay, this purpose-built financial centre combines the best in form and function, blending office towers, luxury apartments and retail space, making it one of the hottest places.
Da, se spune și aici în vapor că centrul acesta financiar, Marina Bay, de zgârie nori, are mai multe funcții. E și locuit, sunt și apartamente aici.
Marina Bay Waterfront Promenade, which has become a popular scenic footpath, especially since this walkway boasts several unique design features. You can look forward to an uninterrupted experiential walk or jog around the bay. Do find time to explore the promenade, which links the landmarks of this beautiful bay area, including Marina Reservoir, Marina Barrage, and Gardens by the Bay. Also located along this fascinating waterfront walk is the Marina Bay City Gallery, which showcases the story of Singapore's urban transformation and the development of Marina Bay. Don't miss its touch-activated exhibits and innovative city model, offering a bird's-eye view of key landmarks in Marina Bay, which will help you navigate the Bay Area.
in the beginning, many people were dying in Germany as well. Because you didn't realize that from oxygen level in the blood. Yes. And normally you are level below. When you are shifting down, you can breathe. Always you had to level and you were still talking. Otherwise,
Her friend had really bad when she came out. She was on PTSD when she came back to Canada.
Excuse me, you give me ticket
And she
ano?
was, she went down to the hospital.
No, it's just you give me ticket ano?
She waited.
Excuse me, you give me ticket ano? No, this one ticket you give me ano? You give me ticket ano? No. I ask you, you have you give me your
Yes.
two ah?
No, we've got them in the bag.
Huh?
We've got them in the bag.
So long story, she finally got tired of going home. She went home and when she
Hello.
started sleeping on her stomach, she started getting better. As long as she was on her back,
yeah, but anyway, she was done just with the burn she would lay on her.
yeah.
Intensive care. And they can
Nation's pioneers, coolies, merchants, traders, and financiers, all immortalized in beautifully carved bronze. There are many other surprising sculptures that dot the Singapore River promenade, and if you decide to take an exploratory walk, we promise you won't be disappointed. Over on the right bank, you may have noticed a fine fellow cast in blinding white plaster. Englishman Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, the founder of modern Singapore. The statue marks the spot where Sir Raffles is thought to have first landed in Singapore in 1819. Back then, Singapore was only a sleepy little fishing village, but Raffles saw enormous potential due to her location along the main shipping route between India and China. After signing an agreement with Singapore's then ruler, Sultan Hussein of Johor, Raffles set about establishing a trading post and free port on the island for England's East India Company. He developed a town plan, drawing up residential, administrative and commercial districts along the riverbanks of this budding island city. The large building we're passing on the right was Singapore's first courthouse, after which it became Parliament House up till 1999, when the new Parliament House was developed. Just next to it. What is that strange disc hovering over Parliament House? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a UFO? Don't worry. What looked like something out of a sci-fi movie is actually part of the Supreme Court of Singapore. Now, this is Elgin Bridge, named after the then Governor General of India, Lord Elgin. Originally, the bridge served as a link between the Indian merchants on the north side of the river and the Chinese community on the south side in the days of our colonial past. Irish architect, drawn by Neil Coleman, Coleman wrote the Italian style
Ini dekat sama Ferrari.
Iya emang, tapi kemarin ke
Ayo mau sini. Tropical climate.
sekarang banyak.
Rechts. Ehemaligen Gefängnis.
Hello, excuse me, who from MBS? Come now one? Come person? MBS, come now one. Who pass? Come person who? Put out your hand. One, some more.
You mean who embarked at MBS, right?
Yeah, Global MBS one from Global MBS.
Yeah.
That person who? Three person, someone.
Or
Just stay. Who from MBS one stay here? Global MBS. Okay?
yeah. English is the first language. Hier ist so ein Ausgehviertel. Heute abends gesoffen.
Kalau di Jakarta belum
MBS one just stay no go out because you want to go back MBS. Just one for MBS.
juga banyak orang sana.
For MBS. No, you did here no book for you ready no. You must pay new ticket no. Better go MBS better.
Kan gitu aja.
Go back for you.
Kawan sama bareng-bareng di sini. Dan di foto-foto itu terus gue mau ke Fortran habis itu
MBS?
sarapan.
MBS?
MBS.
MBS? You stay After go back MBS
Oke.
No MBS from here go out.
That's the answer.
Prieten, plimbarea s-a terminat, mă pregătesc să cobor și să fac o altă filmare, să continui cu altceva chiar astăzi. Friends, cruise is ended and I will prepare another footage maybe today. Amici, dicevo che sto preparando un altro video proprio oggi e vediamo dove. E per il momento chiuderò qua, închid aici, sper că v-a plăcut. Astăzi, nu știu dacă am timp să mă duc și în acel cartier, cartierul cel mai vechi de aici din Singapore. A fost foarte plăcută plimbarea asta și răcoroasă așa, fiindcă pe barcă bătea un vânticel foarte plăcut și chiar e nevoie, fiindcă astăzi sunt peste 30 de grade aici în Singapore. Prieteni, ne revedem, da? Toate cele bune, ceau!